Before I get started, I just want to wish John Walker and the soccer team all the best in their semifinal game today. Been really fun following that team, just how they've stayed together all year and shared the Big Ten championship. So wishing John and the girls all the best as they play, I think, in about 4 hours. So yeah, good luck to John.
Is going to have more than 6 available scholarship players for Monday?
Well, everybody's still day to day. Rink did a little bit of practice yesterday, did some non-contact things in practice, and he responded well. Today's an off day for us, but he responded well to the activity that he did yesterday. Josiah did non-contact drills for us as well, and looked good. That was the plan for him, was to limit him yesterday, and if he responded, try to add a little bit more load to his day tomorrow. Ramel, it did some non-contact as well, so you're probably pretty well know that we had a non-contact practice yesterday with limited bodies. Casey is out of the boot, and he's walking around pretty well. He's actually responded after that first day. He was very sore the next morning and swollen. They put him in the boot, but got him out of it very quickly. So hopefully tomorrow we can get him moving a little bit and then see where it goes from there. Blaze is back on the court doing some spot shooting. Just did some free throws this morning. Still is not doing any running or jumping at this point, but in the next week or so we will stress the ankle to see how he is doing from that. And on top of it all, we've got 4 guys out with strep throat right now. So yeah, but get that out of the way. They've been, one of them had a lot of symptoms, but other than that, the other guys had very mild symptoms, and we expect them back on the practice court tomorrow.
Ever seen anything like
Well, hopefully we're getting it all out of the way early. Yeah, it was pretty crazy the other day going out there. But you know what? Listen, it's what it's all about. It's next man up mentality. And when somebody goes down like we had, it gave Eli a great chance to get a lot of minutes in our game the other day. Kale, I thought really took advantage of the minutes that he got, put Sam into a starting role, and I thought he played terrific. So just, it's what it's all about. It's why you work, is for opportunities like that to show what you can do and take advantage of opportunity. And I thought we had a lot of guys do that in the exhibition. And hopefully, as we go on through the week, we've got 3 days to prepare for the opener on Monday. But hopefully, we'll continue to add. Guys will respond well and be back on the floor and have a healthy team come Monday.
Mention Sam, he told us after the game the other night how much more confident he feels going into this season than last. How have you seen him grow from a confidence perspective?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Sam, I'll never forget having the conversation with him on the plane on the way back from Penn State last year when Emmanuel went down with a knee injury, and just let him know, hey, you're our third point guard now. And I could just see, it's almost like, really? I could see some nerves in him. And then your mentality to shift from going from a scout team guy to now somebody that you have to rely on and count on, just the different pressures that are involved with that. And then Sam went out in that next game, and he actually was one of our better players in that home game against Northwestern. We didn't play well as a team, but I thought Sam gave us great minutes, and then he just kind of picked it up from there. And you could see his confidence grow as he went on and shot over 40% from the three-point line and made some huge defensive plays for us. Not only the Maryland game, but also the Wisconsin game. Had a great steal on an after timeout play at the end of that game. You always know what you're going to get from Sam as far as a competitor. He's going to be the first to the floor. He had 7 deflections. I think I talked about this after the game in the first 5 minutes of that game the other day. So he can really impact winning just with his overall activity. And I think offensively is where he really tried to grow his game in the offseason, get his shot off quicker, hunt his shot more. He was pretty much a catch and shoot guy a year ago. He did a lot of shooting. Casey's his roommate. They spent a lot of time in the gym together. They're workout partners, as far as getting more comfortable coming off screens and hunting those shots, finishing. I thought he finished very well the other day, and that's been a pretty common theme in our preseason. And yeah, I've really seen the confidence grow with Sam starting with that Northwestern game in January last year.
What have you seen? What do you know about Lindenwood?
Yeah, a team that shoots it very well, and very, very high percentages. They've added some athletic players. We got one of their scrimmages that they played, and they're relentless. They play extremely hard. They go after the ball on the offensive glass. They've got good size across the board, and I was very impressed with their team. It'll be a good, very good first test for us. And, our big thing, especially hopefully as we get healthy and add some size back to our roster, is, making sure that we do a great job on the glass every game. Normally when you win the glass, you win the game, and that's going to be a big part of Monday night. And then making sure they don't get a lot of catch and shoot threes. They really shoot the ball well overall as a group. So again, I'm confident our guys will prepare well and go out and play with great effort on Monday.
With so many injuries, how do you balance not putting guys back out there too quickly, but also making sure that you have a roster capable of winning games now if they come through?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that, Robin, is just trusting what the medical staff, what they're saying with our guys, not pushing them too quickly to get back to where you make it a lingering issue over the course of the season. Our training staff has done a phenomenal job of keeping us in the loop on everybody that's going through any type of nagging injury right now. But at the same time, you have to push them through some things at times. You have to stress, with Blaze, for example, you have to stress that ankle to see how he's responded to the last couple months of treatment. We trust our medical staff very much with this, the doctors, the trainers, the strength and conditioning program, the sports scientist. We've got so many resources at our hands here, and you just try to do everything you can to put your guys in a good position moving forward. But, we trust what's going on. Our guys wanted to push through a little bit more, but we just said, trust the process, get yourself better, and we'll pick it up and ramp up activity when we get back on the practice court after the day off.
So what did practice look like yesterday when you had several guys non-contact, 4 guys sick, and then 2 other guys hurt?
Yeah, we competed. We really did. We had a good competitive, hard practice. We did have several players that have played on the scout team out there, so we had enough bodies to compete. And we did get up and down. We'll taper it down as we go into the next 3 days. We'll get after it tomorrow again, and back off the next couple days heading into the game on Monday.
I know you maybe can't know, but with K-State, what do you think is kind of the timetable? It seems like it's progressing, right? Do you have an idea on that?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an idea, but like I said, he was out of the boot very quickly, and he actually was walking yesterday without much of a limp. Now, he's still sore. He still has swelling in there. It's still going to take a little time, but, everybody responds differently, especially with ankles. I said the other day that he did not have a big history of ankle sprains. Apparently, he has sprained that ankle a couple times, which is a good thing, with coming back. So, he's going to come in and let us know how he feels, but we have to protect him as well. We have to be smart with him. We got a long season ahead.
In your experience, how important is a strong start in this first game or two to just kind of setting the tone for it?
Yeah, it's so important, Wilson, to get off to a great start. We feel very fortunate. We have 19 home games this year, and it's a great opportunity for us, hopefully, to get the crowd behind us early. PBA was as good as any arena in the league that last month of the season when we had it going, and we need to get our fans behind us and play an exciting brand of basketball and show that we've got a toughness to our team. I know our fans will appreciate that if we show that every time that we play, and just have to set the tone and go out there and understand that the ball isn't always going to go in the hoop. It didn't the other night. But I thought we competed. We got deflections, that got us out in transition. We finished well at the rim. I think we'll shoot it better as we move on. But, I think it's a competitive team that will show great fight every time we play. And I really do think that our fans will appreciate this group.
Right, the start of the year always brings excitement, but does it feel a little bit different right now for you, just a few days out, given everything you're going through right now?
Yeah, we've been going for so long, Kevin. You look at back in the old days where you had about 3 weeks of practice. Now we get a foreign trip. We've been going since June. You get the 10 free practices with no time constraints. You get the fall 4 hours a week. And we've been going for a long time. And our guys really, they are sick of going against each other. It was great to have the Utah scrimmage. It was great to have the Doan exhibition. Those things help you in a huge way, and it tells a lot about your team and really what you need to work on as you head into the opener and the regular season. And, it's just for this group, just have to keep growing. I think it will, especially as we continue to add bodies back to our roster. But it's an exciting time of year for all of us to get ready for the opening night and hopefully get off to a great start and sustain that for the entire year.
What about from a coaching perspective, Fred, you feel like you have a handle on the combinations you're going to be able to do given all the injuries and all the sicknesses you're dealing with? How much has that maybe stunted your plan of knowing the combinations of guys you want to play?
Well, I think last year prepared us pretty well. It was almost like coaching 3 different teams last year, with having Derek out for the first 5 games of the year, and then having that starting group that we kind of anticipated would be on the floor and having a lot of success with that group, and then losing Jawan and then losing Emmanuel and really having to flip how we played again. The example I use for our guys is your role at the beginning of the year may not be the same as it is at the end. Casey was not our go-to guy early in the season. He became that after the injuries, and then Jamarcus, after being in and out of the rotation, goes to a starter, and Sam goes from a scout team to being a guy that was hard to not have on the floor at the end of games. So it's a group that is very similar as far as their makeup to what last team brought every night. And again, I really honestly believe this team will compete for 40 minutes every night. We have a culture meeting every week, and we cover a wide array of topics. And these guys have been very bought into everything that we're trying to sell to them. They saw last year's team and the chemistry and the culture that was built, and they're really trying to build off that. So I've been really proud of this team, how they prepared. Now it's taken the next step and, sustaining what we were able to do at different parts of the season last year and having a full consistent year and hopefully being in the postseason at the end of the regular season.
Can you give an update on Jawan?
Jawan will not play on Monday.
Is that just kind of day-to-day with him?
Yeah, it's day-to-day, yep.
What are you most excited about with the culture of this group that you've built over the last 2 years heading into this season?
Yeah, I can't say enough how much I enjoy going to work every day with this group. They make it so much fun to come into the gym and know what you're going to get every day from a competitive standpoint. They care for each other. They have a genuine care factor for each other. That matters. When you're in there in a tight game, to be able to go in there and look at the guy next to you and know that you have a care factor for him, that's a very important part of this whole process. I'm excited about the 19 home games. I'm excited about the experience with this team. I'm excited we have 9 guys that have had 4 years or more of college basketball experience. We're old. That matters when you're playing in a league like this. It helps you get through tough times, I think, easier when you have an older, more experienced group. But yeah, more than anything, I've just really appreciated the approach, how they bought into everything that we've talked about to see the steady growth of this group.
Has there been a decision at all, it's probably too early, on redshirting or not, or?
Yeah, right now we're not planning on anybody, but we'll see. You don't have to make that decision. It doesn't have to be final right now. But at this time, no, we don't have any plans for that.
Say with the health.
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
Is there anything, any common denominator, all these injuries?
Not really. Obviously one of them was the unfortunate victim of a random act of violence. Josiah just tweaked his knee a little bit, trying to go after a shot, contesting a shot at the rim in transition, and just landed a little bit awkwardly. Ramel it was just a play where a bunch of guys dove after the ball, and he had an injury because of that. Casey obviously was an ankle, so no. As far as anything consistent with what we're dealing with, they've all been a little bit different.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you guys.
Yes.